dancers, today we are going to be working on a cross-training exercise routine to get you stronger extensions. All right, so we are going to start with a little tiny bounce from foot to foot, and we're going to bring our arms up through first position and open them and come back down. Just nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Next, we're going to take the arms up and we're going to just kick back, doing some butt kicks here. And arms are going to go out to second position. And we're just going back and forth, kicking behind us. And if your arms get a little bit stiff, you can just let them flow side to side. Just warming up everything. Nice soft motion. Breathing in and out. And we're going to take parallel position now. And we're actually going to do some just traditional squats. We're going to go down and come back up and down and come back up. Pretend like you're going to sit in a chair. We're not going to go super deep. We're just going to go down to the point where you feel it a little bit in your quads and come back up. Just a little bit of a warm-up squat here. And we're going to do 3 more. 1, 2, good job, and 3. Good. Bringing the legs up now, we're just going to march, high knee step march. Yes, and we're going to take those arms from first to second position and keep them flowing. Bring the leg as high as you want, just make sure it is parallel. If you have stamping hip, you might want to take it a little bit lower. And come down. All right, now we are going to do a little bit of a chasse side shuffle. So we're going to take our arms, first position. You're going to go side, point, side, point. And this is all we're doing, just moving from side to side and warming up those muscles on the sides of our hips now. Nice bouncy chasse, more like a jazz chasse. Good, a little gallop motion. This is side to side. And next we're going to come back into the center. Again, you're going to stand in parallel, and we're going to do some straight leg battements. So we're going to go straight leg, flexed foot back, and we're going to alternate legs where we're just swinging leg up, flexed foot, and stretching out the hamstrings, going to the front. We will not be going very high. I want you to keep them lower so that you can control your pelvis for this warm up. So go ahead, keep going into those flexed foot battements with me. Make sure they're parallel. You're still having a level of control. You're not just whipping it up and down. All right, and relax. Now you're going to do the same thing back. You're going to just kick your leg back and flex that foot. Try to lift up in your pelvis, up in the spine. Good. Try not to dump forward where you're going like that. You want to try to keep your posture upright still. And go ahead and relax. Shake it out. Next, we're going to take some straight legs to the side. Just a low lift to the side and back in. And let's go ahead and alternate that. Just alternating side to side, getting the muscles on the sides of your legs to wake up. Make sure you're not turning out your legs. We're flexing the feet. 2 more, 1 and 2. All right, go ahead and stand in second position. We're gonna take 4 grand plies here, just going down 1, and gather the arms, come up, open, 2, and come back up, 3, and come back up, and 4, and come back up. Turn those toes parallel. This time you're going to stretch down to the foot, come back up, and opposite leg, and come back up. Go ahead, keep going, down and up, and rotate down and up. Try to get your hand opposite side of that foot so you get some spinal rotation as well as flexion. Good, keep going, nice and slow here. Breathe out. Very good. Go ahead and stagger your feet, one front, one back. And you're going to be in a 4th long position lunge with your feet parallel. And we're going to pump the foot back and lift the arms up. 10 times on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Go ahead and switch to the other side. And ready to go. 1, 2, make sure your knees are facing parallel. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one more, 10. Good, come back to second position. We're gonna go down into 4 more grand plies here. So down on 1, and up, and down 2, and up, and down 3, and up, and down 4, and up. Come into a parallel position. And we're going to just rotate at the spine, warming up our spine. We're rotating with our arms in first, stop in first, rotate the other side, stop in first. Don't just throw the arms over. Actually use the spine to make the motion happen. Good. And make sure you stop in first position when you're transitioning to the other side. One more time on each side. Very nice. Roll those shoulders. All right, we're gonna do a slightly bent position here so that you can arch your back and then round and tuck the chin. Arch and round and tuck the chin. And arch and round, arch and round, arch and round, and roll up through the spine. All right, very good. Let's come down to the floor for some more mobility work here. We're going to continue our warm up and getting our hips nice and mobile for extensions with an internal and external rotation drill. This is going to help you stretch out and open up your hips. And you're just rolling from side to side and leaning back on those arms. Make sure you're really pushing that knee down to the floor. And keep moving from side to side here. This is one of my favorite drills to do before class. It's wonderful to open up your hips and just be ready for class. after doing this. It helps with your sartorius muscle, your external rotators, just opening up that cartilage in the hips. Okay, now let's sit up tall, and you're going to hold the arms up, and I want you to do the same drill now with a spinal rotation. So you're going right and rotate and left. So you're really going nice and slow now, trying to activate your muscles and not just pass through the rolling like you were before. Keep your spine tall. Tall spine. All right, we're gonna stay here with our legs in this double bent position, and you're gonna stretch the back leg out and bring it back in. You're gonna do this 10 times. 2, don't worry about pointing the toe. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Go ahead and switch to the other side. Hands in front. And you're going to stretch it out to the back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Think of hitting your attitude back when you bend the knee. 5, 6, 7. Keep this hip bone down. 8, 9, 10. Good. Okay, go ahead and come out of that. We're going to do, these are called controlled articular rotations of the hip. If you have snapping hip, you might want to bypass this one, and your alternative thing to do here would just be to lift it up and go down, and lift it side and go down. So you're not going to do the rotation component. You're just going to be lifting up and then slightly side to help open your hips. Other than that, other than snapping hip, if everyone else is fine, you can go lift up, rotate side, and bring it back in. So you lift, you rotate, and then bring it back in. So I will be doing the controlled articular rotation with the rotation on the right, and to the left, I'm going to just lift and touch and lift and touch because I have snapping hip on my left. All right, ready? We're going to start with our right, and we're going to do 30 seconds each hip. This helps a lot with mobility and control. And go, right hip. Keep the core down on the floor, so you shouldn't be arching your back. Keeping the spine flat is really important. The pelvis controlled. It's warming up your hips. It's okay if you feel a little bit of gritting in there. As long as it's not painful or it doesn't increase, then it's okay. Remember, these are controlled, nice and slow. All right, and relax. Okay, let's go ahead and do this on the other side. Ready to go? And going 1. Looks good, Laura. Good. Okay, and you guys can stop. All right, so in between our exercises, I'm going to actually have you go ahead and grab a couple items in your house so that you have everything you need right here with you. I'm going to have you get a light resistance band, and then the other item I want you to get is either a small child's play ball that's bouncy, or if you don't have this, then you can get a pillow that you can put between your knees. Okay, so go ahead and retrieve those items and then meet me back here in front of the camera. All right, and we are going to tie this band around each foot, and I want it to be pretty tight between here. Okay, so if you tie it and you realize that it's too loose, you can always wrap it again around your foot, and that will help. And I actually am just going to tuck mine in to my shoe here, so then it doesn't snap. So when you've got your band all tied, then we are going to go ahead and lie on the floor for our first exercise, and we're going to work on strengthening our hip flexors up. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and lie down, and the first exercise, we're going to start with our leg straight. Always come back to that spinal level of keeping it in neutral, and then you're going to lift your leg up, bring it into your chest, feel that deep psoas contraction, and then you're going to stretch it back out and lower it. So you'll repeat it by going lift just a little bit, knee into the chest, knee goes straight and lower. And we're going to do 10 of these on each side, but if you feel like your hip is snapping or you're really feeling uncomfortable and in pain, then you can stop at any point during this exercise. Okay? So ready to go, starting, and lift up 1, and in, and straight, and lower. And 2, keep the core engaged, in, and straighten, and lower. 3, and in, and straighten, and lower. 4, and in, and straighten, and lower. 5, and in, and straighten, and lower. 6, and in, and straighten, and lower. Make sure you're exhaling out. In, and exhale out. 7. Breathe in and exhale out with 8. Breathe in and exhale out. 9. Breathe in and exhale out. That's 10. Okay, relax your hips. And we're going to go ahead and do that on the other side. And then we're going to repeat this exercise on both sides. So go ahead and straighten out your other leg. And 5, 6, 7, 8. Lift up, bend the knee, straighten the leg, and lower. Lift up, bend the knee to the chest and out, and lower. 3, and in, and out, and lower. 4, and in, and out, and lower. 5, and in, and out, and lower. 6, and in, and out, and lower. 7, and in, and out, and lower. 8, and in, and out, and lower. You have 2 more. 9, and in, out, and lower. Last one goes 10, and in. You're doing great. Out and lower. Relax. Taking it to the side now, we're going to lie on our side, and bottom knee is going to be bent. Top leg is going to be straight. You don't have to change your band at all yet. And we're just lifting the top leg up, turning it in. So it's turned in, heels going higher than the toes. And we're gonna just do 10 of these leg lifts on each side, and then we'll move on. All right, just warming this muscle up still. 1, and down 2, and 3, not too high, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Go ahead and switch to your other side. And 5, 6, 7, 8. Lift up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one more, and 10. Good. All right, I want you to go ahead and just slip off your feet here, but then keep this band nearby because we will be coming back to that. And I want you to grab your child's play ball. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do with this ball is we're gonna place it between our knees, and we're gonna lean back, try to activate your abs, and we're going to do, 10 squeezes, then we'll take a break, sit in butterfly, open the hips up, and then we'll do 10 more squeezes for a total of 20. So we're gonna hold each squeeze for about 2 counts and then release it. Make sure you're sitting back. If you're really having trouble with activating your core, or that's really uncomfortable for you to sit back like this, you can lie all the way down. That's a little easier to lie down than to sit up and lean back though. All right, so ready? And squeeze 1, 2, release. 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 1, 2, open the chest. 1, 2, release. 1, 2, release. 1, 2, release. 1, 2, release. One more. 1, 2, and release. Go ahead and drop the ball. And you can sit here in butterfly if you'd like to. And you can just kind of go in and out of this position. Just opening your hips. If you want more even, you can open to the side and rock in and out to really get those inner thighs. Inner thigh is really important with pulling up in your standing leg, so is the outer part of your hip, but it also assists in front extensions. So there's a lot of things that the inner thigh can help with if it's strengthened appropriately. All right, we're gonna repeat this one, activating our core. You can bring your heels in and lean back, ready to go. And 1, hold, hold, and 2, hold, hold, and 3, hold, hold. 4, hold, hold. 5, hold, hold. 6, hold, hold. 7, hold, hold. 8, hold, hold. 9, hold, hold. One more 10, hold, hold. And just release. Relax. All right, the next exercise we're gonna do is for actually lowering the leg. So it's for the hamstrings, and the hip extensors are gonna be firing, but you're gonna think of closing your ground battement, okay? So we're gonna place the leg up on the ball, and we're going to push down against the ball 20 times. Thinking of using the back of the hip. Those of you who have hyperextending knees, try not to lock and do this. I want you to think more of back of the hip, creating the motion then locking the knee down. Okay? So we're just pushing against the ball 20 times. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, switching to the other side and thinking of closing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, go ahead and push the ball off to the side. And we're gonna come to standing for this next one. Actually, we don't need this. Now this exercise, I'm gonna give you 2 variations of it. This is great for somebody who they've been working on bird dog. This exercise, it has become too easy. So this exercise that we're about to do is the progression of bird dog, making it harder for you. If you have your bar, you can use your bar or you can use nothing at all. You're gonna lean forward into a flat back position and you're going to work on actually reaching the hand out. Sorry, I actually have that wrong. You'll put your support side opposite. So opposite hand and arm out, and you're lifting up from this point. Okay? So I'll show you on the other side too. So if I have the right leg back and my left arm front, I'm working on pulsing. And you can hover with your arm if you want to, whatever you'd like to do with your arm. But we're working on trying to stabilize through the core. We're not trying to do any kind of twisting and turning at the core. We're trying to keep it in neutral relatively. So if that's too hard for you, then come down to the floor and you'll do leg and arm pulses here on the floor. We're gonna do 30 seconds on each side. And again, we're not looking for high extension of the arm or even the leg. We're looking for trying to stabilize the core, which is really helpful when we actually go to do our extensions. Ready? In position and lifting up. Try to keep your weight over the ball of this foot so you're not sitting back on the heel. The further front you have that hand, it'll be easier for you to balance and not strain in the wrong areas. Really hold the core. Breathing. Bend the knee if you need to, if it's starting to fatigue in the standing leg. You're almost there. And down. And bend the knees and then roll up nice and slow so you don't hurt your spine. And then we're gonna switch to the other side. So same thing on this side, lifting up, getting into that flat tabletop position. And lift. Remember, core is not just the abs, it's the back, so the shoulder girdle and the pelvis as well. Breathing in and out. And relax. Bring the feet together, bend the knees, slowly drop the pelvis and roll it up. Good. Okay, this next one is going to be a very hard variation of a hydrant. And I'll show you from the side here. So we're gonna go back into this flat back position. Leg's gonna be in the back flexed, and you're gonna take it to the side and come back. So you're going side and back. And you can do this with or without resistance. I want you to look for two things though. One, I don't want you to be throwing your leg up here and then doing like that kind of movement. I want you to be going from back to second. And it's not all the way second. You're still in parallel. You're just opening the hip to the side. You're gonna feel that in the side of the hip. The other thing is I don't want you to turn or hike your hip up, okay? So little movements. This is not gonna be a ton of motion. We're not trying to do that. So I'm gonna start on this side, and we're gonna do 30 seconds to each side. If this is too hard for you and you need another variation, then I would do standing hydrant, which is bent knee, open to the side and bring it back in. And again, you can do this with or without resistance. We want it to be slightly behind us. We don't want it to go forward, otherwise our hip flexors get in the way. So we want it to be a little behind us, almost like we're taking it to a dog peeing on a fire hydrant position. All right? So choose your variation and let's begin. Taking it side and back. And if you notice, I'm trying to keep my hip level here. Just opening it to the side. Almost there. And relax. Bend the knees again. Drop that pelvis and let it relax. And roll up. All right, we're gonna do the other side. And ready? Go. Try to keep it the same height the whole time. Good, Laura. And bring the feet together. Drop the pelvis and let it relax. Roll back up. So next exercise, we are going to have optional band. So if you want to take the band and put it around your feet, go ahead. Band is always optional because sometimes the exercises without any weight at all are hard enough, so you don't always need to put the bands on if you feel like it ends up being too hard. So we're going to stand and we're just going to flex the hip up 10 times to the front, 10 times to the side, and then 10 times to the back. And again, we are in parallel, so that's working different fibers to help support our extensions as a whole and strengthen the entire hip and not just in turn out and overuse those muscles. So go ahead and get yourself ready with your band. Make sure you have a good amount of tension here, and I'm just wrapping mine around my foot a little more so I get a little bit more pull on my leg. So we're going to start to the front, and we're going to take arm up on 5, 6, 7, 8, and lift up. 1. Oh, that's too much pull for me. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Make sure you control when it goes down. Let's take the arm to second, give that arm a break, and go leg to second, turned in. 1, slightly to the back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and one more. 10. Arabesque. Flexed foot and turned in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one more, 10. Good, and relax. We're actually going to take the band off and toss that to the side. And we're going to do a little bit of a mobility and strength drill with our inner thigh now. Now, this one, if you have impingement, be careful. Watch your range. You might want to shorten the range a little bit so you don't hurt yourself and make it feel more impinged. But you're going to lift up into an attitude front position and then back to passe. So you're going attitude front and passe. Now, the difference with this from regular attitude front is I kind of want you to be overcrossed and feel more of the firing in the inner thigh rather than thinking about the deep rotation of turning out at the hip. I want you to really think about pushing the heels almost going across your body, and you're getting that inner thigh to fire rather than here where you're in attitude front and like a pass through the développé, okay? So we're gonna do 10 of these on each side. Your standing leg can be parallel. You can flex your foot, relax the leg, and you're gonna cross over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Whew. Now you're going to take your arm underneath of your leg, turn out the standing leg, and we're going to stretch up and back down with a flexed foot to second position. We're going to go 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Go ahead and face the bar. You're going to lift up into your arabesque, lean your elbows on the bar, and you're going to pulse up to your highest arabesque leg. 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And come down. Let the spine feel heavy. And roll up through. All right, go ahead and get yourself set up for the other side. And you're going to cross over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Whew. Now you're going to take your arm underneath of your leg, turn out the standing leg, and we're going to stretch up and back down with a flexed foot to second position. We're going to go 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Go ahead and face the bar. You're going to lift up into your arabesque, lean your elbows on the bar, and you're going to pulse up to your highest arabesque leg. 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And come down. Let the spine feel heavy. roll up through. And once you're ready, we're actually going to start our stretches in a tall kneeling position. And we're going to put our hands behind our spine. And we're going to lift up and arch back. And come up. And turn your head. Thinking about bending from the upper body and your upper spine rather than pushing into your lower spine. Try to keep those hips tall. And go ahead and reach, cross your body, opposite hand to foot, and lean into it and open. Come back up, cross body, hand to foot. And come back up and go ahead and fold forward into a child's pose. Make your legs wide. And go ahead and push up into downward dog. Bend the knees, pop the heels. Straighten and send the sit bones up. Bend the knees and straighten. Bend the knees and straighten. Bend the knees and straighten and push forward. Lower. Press up and come back down. Now we're going to go ahead and lift one arm to arabesque. I want you to think of activating your back and then come back down. So don't just use the opposite arm to push up. Really use your back and your glutes to lift you up here. So you're lifting and down and lifting and down. Lifting and down, and lifting and down. And let's push up with both arms. And again, you're going to rock back and forward. And go ahead and step one leg through. You're going to turn that leg out, and then you're going to lean into this leg here. Hands are going to go front. And swing that leg around. Get your other leg out there, turn it out, and then lean into the front. And come around. We're going to go ahead and lie on your back now. And legs going to come up, arms are going to go around, push up to the ceiling, and each time you push up, we're taking the leg a little bit further to your end zone and what's comfortable for you. And go ahead and hold it. And cross it over in a figure four. We're going to hold here, dropping this knee down. Now you're going to keep this position. You're going to rotate at the pelvis and look away and hold. And slowly come back back up. We're going to start with the other side. Hamstrings stretching up and bending in. And go ahead and cross that leg over and push the knee down. And go ahead and roll over to the side and look away. And come back into the front and slowly come up. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed today's class.